What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Alrighty, hey, we've got a great article from Search Engine Journal by Larry Kim of WordStream. Just want to give a tip of the hat to him because we've been talking back and forth with him for a while now, and he's a great advocate of the show. What is a good conversion rate? If you've been achieving 3%, 5%, or 10%, is that as high as you can go? Well, and let's back up a second. Do you know your site's conversion rate? Let's start by defining what conversion is. What we mean by that is talking about conversion is when a visitor to your website takes action that you want them to take, right? So what does that look like to you? It could be signing up for an email newsletter, creating an account with a login or a password, making a purchase, obviously, or downloading an app or something else entirely. It's whatever you want your visitors to do. The action that they take is what you are going to measure and what you're looking to optimize. So if you have so many visitors and only so many over a period of time actually perform that action, you can calculate your conversion rate.
Yep.
Okay. So a conversion rate is a structured and a systematic approach to improving the performance of your website, period. Informed by insights, specifically analytics and user feedback, and it's defined by your website's unique objectives. Not everybody's is the same. Okay. These are key performance indices of your site. And taking the traffic you already have and making the most of it. That's what conversion rate optimization is. And I stress that again, taking the traffic you already have.
Yeah.
So you may have 1,000 visitors, 1,500, 2,500 visitors, and you keep on thinking you need more traffic. Nope.
Right.
That's not what this is about, and that's not how you should be looking at your website. You need to improve the way people interact with you. And I'll tell you what conversion rate optimization is not. It's not based on guesses. It's not based on hunches or what everybody else is doing. It's not driven by the highest paid person's opinion.
Yep. Right.
It's not about getting as many users as possible, regardless of quality or engagement. It's not about turning on the spigot more. It's making. I always use the analogy of, in the rainforest, and you can bend the leaves to actually carry that water from the canopy all the way down into drinking water for you, right? And you see all the different movements that the thing can do. You're trying to get that flow going to drop in that bucket, right?
Yeah.
That's what conversion rate optimization is. So let me ask the question again. What is a good conversion rate? If you're already achieving 3% or 5% or even 10% conversion rates, is that as high as you can go? Well, WordStream is a company that we use as a software, and they've actually recently analyzed thousands of AdWord accounts with a combined $3 billion in annual spend online, and discovered some advertisers are converting at rates 2 to 3 times the average of what the average are.
Yeah.
Do you want to be average, or do you want your account to perform exponentially better than others in your industry? Well, they were able to identify some common traits of the top converting landing pages. And what do they have that you don't? That's what we're trying to come to today, is showing you these. Believe it or not, there isn't much standing in the way between you and conversion rates that double or triple what you're seeing today. By the way, you're going to get there. How you're going to get there is totally counter to typical conversion rate optimization wisdom. All right, so let me tell you why what conventional wisdom of optimization is silly. Learning from the experts that you've been listening to all along that they're wrong is kind of like learning for the first time as a kid that mascots aren't real.
Chuck E. Cheese is not a real
true.
mouse.
It's not a real mouse. Actually, it's a rat, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Underneath that fluffy suit, there was just a sweaty, unshaven guy. Everything you learned about conversion rate optimization is a bit like that. Shiny and pretty on the surface, but seriously lacking in substance. I'll tell you why here. Okay. you may have been convinced at one point in time. Okay, this is the great conversion rate optimization fairy tale. At one time, a self-professed marketing guru, right, told you it's really important to optimize your site. They shared one example where the author changed a button color or font spacing or an image. And lo and behold, the advertiser's conversions rate jumped from 2 to 7%.
Right.
It's okay. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic, but that's not predictable, and it's not really amazing. These are basic run-of-the-mill A/B testings. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do anyway.
Right.
You should be doing these optimizations on an ongoing basis. Stop right there. Push pause button. You should be doing, if you're running paid advertising, you should be doing A/B testing on your pages all the time, and you're going to see these small single-digit increases in conversion rate, but it's not likely to shoot you into the 10% or higher conversion bucket. It's not going to do it. You're going to see these little improvements. Okay, and then it's going to plateau. In fact, they actually ran a test on a couple of landing pages, and they actually showed an example where there was some good spikes and improvements. There's a line graph that you can see. We have the link on the site where you can see the performance going, but then they start plateauing. So it was great. Good initial jumps, but they all evened out. The gains are not long-lasting. In fact, the better page would eventually just plateau. So they began running 20 or 30 tests at a time and saw this pattern across all of their different tests. They called it a premature testing dilemma. If you have an early lead, but shortly down the line that early lead disappears, that's erroneous tracking. That you can't see it that way. It's not true all the time, but however, we found that in a majority of cases, small changes like line spacing and font colors, etc., equal small gains. Yeah. And that's not what you're trying to go for. If you want big, serious, long-lasting conversions, you need to move past these spikes that only last a couple of days or weeks tops. All right? But the point is that why does this happen? Oh, Lord, what's all going on here? Hey, why does
you get alerted on your iPad?
You just got a conversion.
I just got a conversion. I did, actually. Because we can actually hear visitors to our website, and that was one of them right there. All right, there was a rabbit hole. Hey, why does this happen? It's because total volume of conversions you are measuring are low to start with. Okay? If you're looking at 50, 100, or even 200 conversions across your entire test, small changes can seem more impactful than they really are. Okay, yeah. It's just about the data.
Yeah.
A couple of conversions might mean a 4% conversion increase if there are only 50 conversions total, because your sample size really isn't that big, and this is about data.
Right.
Okay, so you need to actually track different types of data. Hey, you're listening to Edge of the Web Radio. We're talking about conversion rate optimization of your website. And what that really means is just increasing sales on your website. And when it comes down to landing page optimization, you can really stay busy doing small things. It's like kind of rearranging chairs on the Titanic, though. You need to improve past this mentality and get into the big tactics and optimization that will dramatically increase your performance. And we're going to kick right into the remaining portion of this this show here, talking about conversion rate optimization. Just talking about a study that WordStream, a software company that analyzes online ad spend, what they did is they actually did a study over a period of time that studied about $3 billion of online spend, and they got rid of all sites that weren't tracking conversion and anything that had very low conversion rates, and they started to look at the different campaigns that were out there and how it all segmented it down to different types of conversion rates. They found the median conversion rate of traffic to actual sales or transactions was around 2.3%. All right, the top 25 percentage of the ad spenders there were actually at a 5.31% average, which is twice as much, right? And the top 10%, Doug Hart from Marketing Tech Blog, check this out, was at 11.45%. The top 10% performers How could they get such a high conversion? Well, we're going to talk about this right now, is what you can do for your landing pages immediately to be able to improve your ROI. All right. So first tactic out of the gate, and this is from an article by Larry Kim on Search Engine Journals. Fantastic information. A first of 5 that we'd like to recommend to you is change the offer. 5 tips that we got here. Change the offer. Across all high-performing landing pages, we saw massively creative and differentiated offers. Companies often have a default offer they go to, which may be the same or very similar of what they do, what they see their competitors doing. All right. Lawyers, for example, offer a free consultation. Software companies offer a free trial. They're unimaginative and not very creative at all. So change the offer. They actually WordStream changed their offer and changed it to instead of a software download, an AdWords greater. Just the term AdWords greater increased their conversion. It was a huge turning point for them. So you need to brainstorm what's the actual offer really mean. It's not what it is, it's what you can actually get out of that. What's the transaction? What's the benefit to the customer? Second point, real quick, is changing the flow. Sometimes changing the flow is putting a bit too much in front of your consumers to jump through, too many hoops to jump through to actually transact. You may be putting barriers to conversion without even realizing it. If your landing page is requesting too much information from people before they can download that software trial, or before they can sign up for your newsletter, or before they can get anything from you, you're impeding them. It can be daunting and discouraging, not the kind of user experience that you're wanting on your landing pages.
Yep.
Number 3, use remarketing as a CRO, conversion rate optimization tool. On average, 96% of people who visit a website will leave without ever converting to a lead or a sale. 96%. Remarketing helps you get in front of those people with targeted, relevant messaging as they take part in other activities around the web, like email or watching YouTube videos. Your ad's going to stay with them. It's just like sending that salesperson to walk along with them on their web journeys. You know, you'd want to have that opportunity in a real world environment. Well, guess what? The web allows you to do just that. Number 4, try out 10 landing pages to find one beautiful performing unicorn, right? Let's talk about that for a quick second. What do you need to do to find out how you can increase that? You know, you should be running multiple landing pages to try out different things. If you just do an A/B test, Doug, you're going to find that little incremental buildup. But if you try out different types of graphics, different types of combinations of buttons, and run 10, I mean, you're not printing them. It's just electronic movement around of different information.
Right.
You'll find a winner out of those, right? Sometimes you get lucky, but if you keep on doing that type of larger scale testing, you're going to find an incredible amount of value there. All right. Another, and lastly, you know, screw the conversion rates. Don't look at them. Don't worry about, I know it's kind of weird to say this, but the deal is that if you keep on paying attention to a percentage here or a percentage here, you're not paying attention to the big picture. What you're needing to do is actually focus on the quality of the leads that are coming in, not the quantity of leads. And I know that's a little bit abstract compared to what we've been talking about, but if you can convert, you know, if you're converting less qualified leads, you're actually throwing more money away because those leads cost you money. Focus on the ad campaign, but on top of it, look at how you can improve all of these different elements of the quality of the landing page so you can connect with exactly who you're looking for. So it may very well be that you don't get the throng of traffic, but you get that qualified lead and a regular qualified lead.